It was really good. It was really good. Good time to do a short break of racing. Now we're all fired up for the next season already. Looking forward to do this project again with you. Well, you were telling me you've been practicing on another sim during these days, isn't it, Timmy? Yep. Which car was that? What were you driving? Okay. Okay. No, but still very different to this. We are obviously in a GT4, but also in a very different track to Spa. So you will need to get up to speed to this kind of driving again. Also different simulator. We know that the different platforms have a small different characteristics. So it's important to also get up to speed with the racing again. Yeah, there was an update during December, second half of December. Baseline setup is slightly different also, basically on the anti-roll bars. So we're gonna evaluate this starting setup and we're gonna do some changes from it. We need to see if you are already on top of your driving so we can actually get representative data, or we need a bit more of warm-up time for you. So, yeah, sweet a bit, yeah. I know that you're not very. Well, I guess that your only experience with the Wait, what are you gonna try? I'm back. Okay. How many laps did you do? You didn't get to do many laps. Which value did you put now? Did you camber was? Okay. Yeah, we need to adjust that by filling and data. How are we in top speed? Are you getting close to the actual top speed? Definitely. Definitely. Let's oversteer. Okay. So let's do 7 laps. Does it lose only back on throttle or also on entry? Yeah, that one, yes. In general, when you are braking like this one. Yeah. But the more and more practice you get, you will also be more in control of that. $2.4. 2.4. Yeah, exactly. I want to see also what is the evolution of the grip along these 7 laps at least. See what the temperatures are doing in terms of balance. Yeah. It makes sense because the original baseline that we were testing last time had a much more forward roll stiffness. Yeah. So that means this one should be more oversteering. So it is. So we need to find the middle point. We need to optimize that for driving because the rest of the setup is the same. Oh my god. You are weak. Professional athlete, they say. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Indoor running, or were you also outside? Yeah. Yeah, did you do the 55 on this session? Or is it from the previous day? Yeah. Yeah. mean, it was you were cutting it a bit. In NASCAR, there is no off track, no? Jumping side to side. Okay, so you are 1 second away from your best lap here. Exactly. So that's one of the other things of iRacing. It's the tire model sometimes is not 100% accurate in terms of camber. It's the same with pressures. Pressure is always the minimum. Camber, a lot of times has been also run the maximum, and you will get the maximum lateral G, even if the temperatures don't look right. With the last update, we need to reevaluate that that point and see where we are. Okay, that was a fast couple of sectors. Yeah. 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 Some. Yeah. Quite a lot there. That was definitely off track, Timmy. Yeah. Okay. Get me the data. Yeah. You see, from the thread, you would say that you have a bit too much camber at the front, slightly. The rears, they are quite okay, maybe also a bit. We will look now at the data. Okay, so I have the data. I can share if you want. Can you see me? So these are the best lap from today in color compares to the previous one. We have 7/10 of difference. You can see on the chicane what's the difference on approach. So you're basically braking much less. I think the issue is that you're under braking. You can see the yeah, exactly. Uh, you can see the minimums being much higher in turn 3 and turn 5, the two hairpins, but you're losing a bit of time on turn 6 before the long straight section. And again, the braking is a bit weak on the first corner. So I think basically minimum. You can brake for longer though. Do you think you will have understeer the moment you start turning if you keep that amount of pressure? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can V up a bit more the corner. Yeah. And then, as I was saying, on turn 3, you can also brake a bit harder unless we want to keep this minimum speed much higher. In terms of timing, actually, it's faster this way. So the minimum speed is faster if you can brake a bit later and still keep the minimum speed and keep the approach that you're doing. It's fine. If not, I prefer this latest way. In terms of tires, cambers, let's just look at this one. We can see rear left being under cambered. Rear right is a bit better, so I wouldn't go higher with the rear right. You could increase maybe the rear left a bit. So rear left, we can go to minus 3.5. And the front, sorry, I said that the other way around. Rear left is minus 3.2. You will need a bit less of camber. So we should go to minus 2.8.
Yeah. Okay.
On rear left.
I'm gonna try to fix my.
And then
apparent,
on the
I have a sound issue, I think, so they don't hear me in stream. I'm gonna just check it's all okay.
Okay. We will also go lower with the front camber.
Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello.
In terms of feedback, can you
Yeah,
talk?
I think. Yeah. Thanks, James. Thanks for saying that. Appreciate it. Okay.
So we said minus 2.8 rear left camber.
Yes.
At the fronts, we are minus 4.5.
Hang on a second. Rear left camber minus 2.8.
Yeah.
I can't go less than 3.
So minus 3.
Yeah. Same for rear right?
No. No, let's leave it asymmetric because this track is quite asymmetric. Then the fronts, and this is the question that we were saying, how accurate this tire model is. If we look at the temperatures, we should lower the camber.
Mm-hmm.
There is this old saying in iRacing that you should always run maximum camber.
Mm-hmm.
We're at minus 4.5, which is quite high. Quite high. I would still go to minus 4.2 on both fronts.
4.2 or both. There we go.
Okay, but then in terms of balance, you were saying still oversteer, especially mid and exit of corner, correct?
Yeah.
So what I would do is go a bit in the middle point with the anti-roll bars between what we were running now and what we tested the last day.
Yeah.
So you are now 2 and 2. Let's go to 4 and 2. 4 at the front. Leave the rear as it is.
Okay. Toe changed on the rear left, so I'll put that back
The
to
toe
plus 0.1.
should be, yeah, plus 0, exactly, plus 0.1.
Yeah.
You were saying about the gears.
I don't think you can change it, so it's just a.
We cannot change them in this car, exactly. So this is what it has to be.
Okay.
The other thing that we have is the wing.
Yeah.
That's the, we need to find a balance in terms of, yeah, drag and downforce. We're at 4 now, which is an okay number. I don't think it's too much on the extreme.
I mean, for.
Let's leave it like this. Let's leave it like this for this next run, so we can evaluate anti-roll bars by themselves.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're gonna lose the rear downforce on high-speed corners, and we're not gonna know how much of that is the anti-roll bar. So let's try it like this. Let's do 6 laps. let's get some feedback.
Yes. And the lap time comparison up there is versus the all-time best, so
Yes, so we have that as a reference. Right now it was 156.1, so we still need to improve that at least.
yes, it's a good target for today, just to do the personal best.
Yeah.
Although with sim racing you get better very quickly. Just hours of playing. I haven't been playing every day.
Yes. Exactly. We know that there is a lot of people that plays this very often, so we need to catch up with all our tools.
Now I'm sure the track limits are really strict. You see that on the top of the screen, off track ×1.
Yeah.
So I'm having to readapt a little bit compared to last session on where the track limits are.
That will also affect the lap time.
Yeah. Yeah, immediately, like now I'm on pace through the turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was actually quite a change. Now there's way more rear grip, and I can just carry more minimum speed. Yeah, big change. Now it's actually like more, if anything, more understeering in the middle, but it might be my driving that is a bit too adapted to the oversteering car at the moment.
Let's see if you can adapt it. Also, it's the beginning of the stint. The front tires are especially cold.
Yeah, that's true.
Let it warm up a bit.
Yeah, but even the outlap before was oversteering from the beginning. Okay, I'm just gonna do a legal chicane here now.
Yeah, you should get used to that.
There we go. It was very safe though. You see, like losing, I think I was a tenth down coming into the chicane, so losing like 6-7 tenths by the end of the straight. There's a lot of lap time in that one.
Yeah, you lost half a second.
Half second.
Half a second. That's not great.
This section is going well now. Like here, I easily followed my personal best.
That's the other thing. We won a car being quite a longer race, 2.4 hours. We won a car that is not only fast but also easy to drive.
Yeah.
If we make a car that is super oversteery, even if it's potentially faster on one lap, you are bound to make an error during the race at some point. So we will probably be prone on having a kind of understeery car, but at the same time it needs to be fast.
Yeah, like natural, usually, like balanced, natural way of driving is usually the easiest for a long race, if you don't have to overthink everything.
Yep, that's always the holy grail.
Yeah, of course. I mean, sometimes you can gain by a difficult setup. But for a long race like this, it just needs to be easy to adapt to track changes, traffic, all like whatever happens during those 2.5 hours.
Have you done any endurance race, like sharing a car with another driver?
Just for fun with Kevin and Dad in Magny-Cours one time, the 208 Cup with Peugeot. We shared the car, 3 of us. It was 6 hours.
Did you had? Were you similar on driving style? Because you and your brother are usually a bit different.
Yeah, I mean similar enough with that car. It wasn't really set up to be done. But it was very fun. Qualifying was an average of 3 drivers, and me and Kevin set quite competitive times early on. But then Dad was a bit behind, so he got most of the session at the end in qualifying. And we pushed him on the radio like, it's good, but we need more. And then we ended up qualifying 10th out of like 50 cars. Because Dad put in like super personal best right at the end.
Yeah, we're lucky he doesn't listen to this.
Why?
Tell him he's slower than you.
No, I think he's accepted that by now. It's hard to say when the crossover was.
I hope you were at least an adult by then. Otherwise it can be rushing for you.
Yeah, for sure. Like when he was still competing, for sure he was quicker than me. But I was also doing racing then. Like single-seaters and stuff, so it was hard to compare.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, then he was better. Like more all-around, if anything. And then he stopped driving, and then it's hard to tell, you know, when me and Kevin got faster. But now, usually when we drive a bit for fun, then we're a bit ahead. But he's not bad.
He's not bad, okay.
Still a bit of oversteer coming on throttle.
Is it not understeer anymore as it was at the beginning?
Like before mid-corner, before throttle, understeer. And then when I pick up the throttle, oversteer. But also we have traction control off, so maybe that's not the correct setting. It's good for setting the car up, but that one I'm not driving well.
We can test
this run.
When we have finished the setup development, we can test with traction control.
Yeah, but it's good to keep it off for now because it
can mask.
Yeah,
can mask the balance.
That's true. Now we get the true. If we could switch off ABS, that would also maybe be useful, but we can't in this car. Now I'm finding the strategy through the last chicane there. Okay, one more lap. Okay, I'm braking a bit too late, wanting to be greedy in turn 1. It was faster in the beginning. Maybe it's new tires is better than used.
No, that's for sure, yeah. In racing, it's always like that. But the balance can be a bit off with the temperatures. That's why we do so different setups for qualifying and for racing here. Not only because of the difference of the fuel level and the weight of the car, but also for the different temperatures of the driver, of the tires.
Yeah. Apart from the first 2 corners, this has been a good lap so far. Let's see if we can make a good final chicane. No. We couldn't. Okay, I'm just gonna practice the pit entry, see how late you can brake.
Very well understeer, no? The exit of the first part of the chicane.
Yeah, I was just too fast over the.
Okay.
Yeah, just too fast over the curb. How do you actually box?
I think you just need to stop.
Stop at this guy.
Probably.
There. Yeah. Okay. That's how we do pit stop. Okay.
Okay.
We should have the data now.
So, first of all, feedback.
Yeah. So I think
We said
maybe some of the oversteer on throttle comes from just traction control being off and some wheel spin. But now it was a huge difference on the middle generally. It was way more rear grip now than it was before. Even to the point where, so now it turned into understeer around the middle. So maybe we went slightly too far. Maybe the camber and the roll bars together was too much, maybe.
Yep.
Do you want to share your screen?
Entry. Yes. Entry and braking was okay?
Yeah. It's a bit understeery to, like, initial turn in. It's a bit understeery. But
Okay.
not massive. Well,
Let me check.
okay. I'll be right back. So what's going on?
Yeah, just got the data. We can see that you were braking later, and as we said on the first corner, and harder. This allowed you to gain, more than 1/10 before the next corner. So that was positive.
You see my shape
You were
of
also on
braking
throttle quite earlier.
into turn 1. I'm
Yeah.
trying to come off because I want to turn in. That's why I'm coming off. But then
That one, the first one.
because, like, I think that's a bit the understeer, turn in understeer, that I'm like having to overdo releasing the brake, and then to get the car to turn in. But then I'm not actually slowing down enough anymore. So if it was easier to turn in, I would brake better. Of course, I'll think about this as from a driving point of view as well. But better initial turn-in would help that weird looking brake.
So we're having understeer on entry and mid corner. The only place where we have oversteer is on the exit on throttle.
That's true. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can work on that. That's fine. The one that you lost a bit of mid apex speed is turn 5. You lost 6 kph there on the second hairpin.
Yeah, I'd had there was like that and turn 2. No, is it called turn 2? Maybe turn 4. Anyway, the right hand hairpin before that one, I had to wait for the understeer in the middle now, whereas before I didn't have to wait. So I think we went maybe a bit too far on the setup change.
Yeah, we can find the midpoint. And then yes, the chicane, you'll be doing different things. I think we still need to find a proper midpoint on the or a proper approach on the chicane.
I'm getting there.
The one. Yep, you're getting that. Okay, so can we check that we are on the minimum ride heights at the front? Yes, we are.
No, yes, we can check. So how do I do ride height?
Sorry, yeah, the spring perch offset in this case. Yes, you need to change the spring perch offset.
No, it needs to go. It needs to go this way.
I think more positive.
Too low.
Yeah, to go down with the ride height.
We can go 1 millimeter lower with the. No, we can't. I think we're minimum.
Yeah, I think we.
Okay, we could go half a millimeter.
Okay.
On the front.
No.
Should I do that, or should I just keep it as we had it? I'll keep it as we had it. Oh.
No, we can do that 0.5 millimeter, but we need to do both fronts. Yeah.
Our traction control is 2. I don't know if. I think we agreed to set it to 1.
We were at 1.
Yeah, but now
you change it while driving.
Can I? Maybe I can. Maybe I touch something.
Okay, so we can do anti-roll bars.
Yeah.
To fine tune the which I think is the easiest one, because the other will be to go a bit softer with the front spring.
Yeah, I think that's more interesting because like anti-roll bars we can do any time just to fine tune the balance, but just to find performance, it's more maybe in the rest of the things here.
Yeah. So you want to do spring, you mean?
Yeah.
So can you go softer? I'm not sure if we're already the minimum.
We're minimum.
Chassis spring. Yeah, so we cannot go softer. Yeah. You could go a bit stiffer with the rear, but we don't really want that because this is also helping you reduce a bit the rake at high speed. So you will be worse on the straights, and we have a lot of straights. So we probably have to do anti-roll bars, I would say.
So I'll just go back to 2 then.
So we go to 3. No, go to 3 and leave the rear at 2. And then we will adjust the dampers for the exit of the corner.
Yeah. Okay.
So we set 3 there. And then what we need is less damping on the rear bump. So I think it's more negative.
Rear bump, yeah.
No, you're already minimum, isn't it?
I can go
no, you can do
more negative, whatever that means. Setting 0 is max damping.
Yeah, so let's go to minus 19 if we can. What is the minimum?
18 is minimum.
So let's do 18.
Yeah. Should we try that?
And let's do one more. The front rebound, that is -1. Let's go to -4. And we tried.
Yes. Last time we drove, it was no problem to go flat out of the pits, and now it is, which is funny.
Don't crash.
No, I nearly crashed actually. Yeah, I think I did change the traction control while I drove last time. Gotta be a little bit more careful on power this time. But I still prefer to keep it off. I think it's the right way to go.
Okay, let's see during the stint, during these laps, if it gets better, the balance or not.
Yeah.
Do you feel a difference in entry and mid?
Much more front on the whole entry. All the entry.
So let's see if that can help you on the braking of turn 1.
Yeah.
And then the minimum, the hairpins.
Yeah. That's the thing with setup, like you can change it all you want, but you have to be able to use it in your advantage, whatever you change. Like it has to lead to better driving.
Yeah, at the end it's only all about the time, the lap time. That's the only thing we care about.
Okay, I did a bad turn 1 myself.
Yeah, you missed the apex.
It's easier to control now in the entry. It's a small difference, but good direction.
Would you go more on mid and entry, or will then be too unstable?
We'll see. I need to fine-tune whatever I'm doing right now. I lost no time to myself in the final chicane, more or less, this time. It was easier to position the car now. Just turning and ending up where I want without the rear stepping out. This is the best pace so far, I think, being equal at this point. nice to see the delta time going in the right direction on a long straight like this.
Yeah, we are progressing. It's always nice.
Definitely the best lap of the session. Almost all-time best. Maybe next lap. Was greedy in turn 1. That's the worst when you mess up turn 1 on a long lap like this.
Yeah. That is good, you need to find the limits. It's interesting how different it is finding the limits on sim racing than on real racing. Sim racing usually starts from a bit too much and then go down, while you cannot do that on real racing, obviously.
No. But in real, I can also go out and lap 1 beyond the limit, even though it wasn't a perfect, sacrifice between entry, exit and stuff everywhere. But I can be on the limit instantly. Whereas here, like, I'm really lacking that feeling in my back of telling me how fast I'm going. Okay, I'm gonna dial back a little bit on my braking point and see if I can roll a bit more speed instead, because I keep overdoing the first corner.
Okay, but then on the first hairpin, I think you can be a bit more aggressive on the turn-in and the trail braking. From data, I think you have more grip there than what you're using. At least on the previous run.
Better now. Probably my line is wrong there. iRacing is very unrewarding as a game. Like, you do one good lap and then after that you have to stare at red numbers for a long time. But then once you get the green one, it feels really good.
Yeah, you don't have that in the rallycross, do you?
I prefer to drive on feeling because I feel what's fast.
Yeah, but I think when there is small differences, if you do slightly different approaches, it can be useful.
No, it's like I like it for big stuff, like for big changes. But for small things, and once you're up to speed, I really prefer just to feel. Because otherwise, like, you're comparing yourself to something that's not right now. And I prefer driving the car like this moment right now, next corner, no matter how fast I've been going any other lap.
Do you know that story of Michael Schumacher when he was in Ferrari in Formula 1? I think he has to get basically the minimum speed through a corner, just be able to read that after each corner to compare lap by lap. Okay, I was 1-2 kph faster on the minimum speed through that particular corner.
Yeah.
On the car.
Yeah, racing and rallycross is different also. Rallycross is way more like playing with the car and whatever happens, adapt.
And the conditions are different. They change much more in rallycross with the gravel and everything.
Yeah. Come on, Delta time. Getting in the negative. That's what we like. I almost missed my shifting there because I was staring at the Delta time. I also think it's a driver preference, having the Delta time or not, whatever you're used to.
I was just looking at your fastest lap from the previous session to this last one from the last run. And you're losing time basically on the chicane and after the chicane, so you go out much slower from the chicane and then you carry that delta time on the straight.
How about this chicane?
Yeah, that was not ideal. Let's get the data.
Okay, you have the data?
Not yet.
Think so?
It's being downloaded, I think. Okay, how was the feedback?
Better on turn in, but I think we can go more. Like it would still be nice to be on the oversteering side and trying to learn that. Maybe the cambers did more of a difference than we thought before. Traction was no difference. I didn't feel anything changed there. Also, maybe we were on had traction control on by accident previous run.
Yeah. Okay. So
if you want to share your screen.
I'm still downloading the data. Didn't get it yet. It's coming. But the difference that we have to the first run that you did today is one click of anti-roll bar. The dampers, which should only be different on the corner exit.
Yeah.
And the camber, yeah, okay, we have a bit of camber.
Yeah, because it was that one run when we changed the camber and roll bar.
And then,
because I did like -4 camber on the very first run, and then I changed myself down to 3.3, and then we went 3.0. When we went 3.0, we also changed the anti-roll bar, and I think maybe we overestimated how much the anti-roll bar did, and maybe it was more the camber, because first run of the day with -4 camber was like incredibly oversteering, and now it's more like on the entry, it's more understeer.
So you want to go higher with the rear camber? Is that what you're saying?
No, maybe the camber is good.
Yes.
Like maybe we're good on camber, but maybe
Or we go lower again with anti-roll bar and we
Yeah.
go to the same anti-roll bar
Maybe.
at the beginning. Okay, just got the data.
it's just my idea. I mean, you.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your screen?
I'm just doing that.
Thank you.
Get that. Okay, so you were basically half a tenth of your personal best. And this is compared to the previous lap. So we have improved the minimum through the chicane. And also not in turn 5. Here we have quite a different minimum. Yeah, so the last corner before the straight, turn 6. You are a bit later with the throttle. Is this because of the oversteer? Are you scared to go back early on throttle at the exit of this corner because of the oversteer?
No, I don't think so. Is this comparing to the all-time best or today?
No, to the previous run.
Previous run. No. No, I think I was the same.
You lost half a tenth there on that corner.
Yeah.
And the main difference is, yeah, you release the brakes a bit later and a bit later on throttle. Okay, so if we look now at temperatures, okay, so we go down with the front anti-roll bar back to 2.
Yeah.
To try to reduce the understeer. But then we still need to do something about that oversteer at the exit.
Right, should I just put on if we how much track? You can go traction control 10.
No.
And then 1. So
no, that is cheating.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not doing that yet.
No.
We're not doing that yet. Not yet. So we could help it with the rear toe, but the more rear toe we increase, you're also going to be creating more drag, and I want to try to avoid that as much as possible for the straights.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to do a bit of rear toe, a bit. We'll need to do a bit for sure. But then we do a bit more of damping because we cannot really do anything else.
Yeah.
The other thing will be the wing, but I don't think, on the hairpins, the wing is not going to make any effect. Right heights, they're going to change the whole corner. So yeah, so we put the rear toe to 0.5 positive.
Both sides?
Yes.
And
the front.
keep the camber, right? So now 3.1 is
-3 and
minimum.
-3.2. Okay. Which one? The front left? Sorry, the rear left. Yep. -3.1. It's fine. And then front rebound damping, that we put it at -4 now. Let's put it at -10.
Yeah. It's to get a bit more weight on the rears, right? When we go on throttle.
Yes, a bit more weight transfer. Exactly. The only other thing we could look is this throttle pedal instead of being linear. I don't think it's going to make a difference. It could be maybe a bit more controllable.
Dry.
But I think it should be fine for now. Let's try like this. Let's try like this. Okay, we do the same number of laps.
Big oversteer there.
Yeah, so it.
But it was nothing to do with the setup. I mean, it was just my approach there. And tires cold, probably.
You're drifting all around.
Hello, Henry Lewis. Nice to see you. Stream's going well, trying to set the car up. The race we've been waiting for is next week, so on the weekend.
Yeah, it's on the 11th, so it's next Saturday, and it's the Roar to Daytona, 2.4 hours with the GT4. We're gonna be racing against other classes. So Timmy, we need to also practice a bit traffic management.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's gonna be mayhem for you.
How do you practice that?
Just doing races.
Yeah.
Having a slow car.
I like the feeling mid-corner now. It's easier to rotate, like just at the very middle of the corner. Getting good position just before going on throttle. Early exit is also nice. Late exit I think is just like traction control. Maybe we need to do that eventually.
We'll keep working. Entry? Oversteering?
No.
Or not?
Entry is pretty much the same while braking. Maybe I'll see something as I do a couple more laps, but no big difference on entry.
Okay.
Wait, I got it. My other monitor died, and don't know what happens to the stream then. I'll just get it back up running.
Yeah, the stream died also.
Completely? No. Screen capture.
Not just the screen. We can see you, we cannot see iRacing.
Okay. Is it working now? Is it working now, Joseph, on the stream?
Wait a second, because it has some delay.
Henry, sorry.
Now it is, yeah.
I'm not really a pro streamer yet. I don't like reading chat and driving at the same time. Still new. But yeah, hobbies basically is this is my hobby maybe for the moment. Just driving a bit of sim racing. It's off season. Usually I'm a real life racing driver, and now in the winter we had nothing to do, so me and grip engineer Joseph, we decided to do this project where we prepare for a big race which is coming up very quickly next week.
Exactly, so it's on the 11th, and we are going to use this to, on one side, show you guys how we develop the cars. This is the same process that we do in real life when we are developing the setup of a car and the driver for a particular race. And we're also going to be using all this experience for Timmy's development. We are focusing on different things also for next season, so this is a good practice method for us,
Yeah,
besides all the fun that we have doing this.
Exactly, there is some carryovers, of course, lots of differences too, but some carryovers that Joseph suggested we jump in the simulator and go some virtual racing to practice this braking style of mine and being able to. So that is actually very similar to how you brake in a real car. You have a set of good pedals, not the ones where you brake to the bottom, like where the brake feels like the throttle. You need to have a good pedal set, which I do, and then you brake very much the same as you do in real life. You get the proper good feeling. So yeah, we're secretly trying to improve as drivers as well by using the simulator.
Exactly. Still same feedback, Timmy?
Yeah, I mean, I start to like the car a lot now. I guess I'm not driving very well, maybe. Like not the last little details in there, but around the middle is very nice. But I need to learn how to use it for lap time also.
Exactly. For everybody watching, this is a simple car. It's a GT4, so we don't have a lot of adjustments in real life, in higher categories, in other categories of iRacing also. We have much more setup adjustments that we can do, and in that way we can adjust much more the car to what we need. For now, for us, we are a bit limited to what we can do because of the small amount of settings that we have on the car. So we need to make the most out of it, and it's also part of the job, being able to get a car that we cannot adjust that much to our liking, to what we need to make it fast. And this is what we're doing. We are actually improving a lot today. We need to do more like this to keep ironing out all those little details that we have left before the race.
Exactly. And like there's no hiding. I'm not the best sim racer in the world. There are definitely many people who are much faster than me. But it's still a fun project. See how we can get on in that race next weekend, and how close we can get to the guys up front.
Exactly. It's a good comparison. When iRacing has these special events where everybody can compete, and you have all these different splits, so you can see where you are. You can see the professionals, sim racers, how fast they are. So it's gonna be an interesting evening for sure.
I mean, I'm sure now there's a lot in my driving. Like that turn 1, I'm not getting it right, and I think the car is pretty good now, Joseph. Getting this chicane
Exactly.
right.
I think that's what I was gonna say. We needed a car that was at least in the ballpark for you to now be able to get up to speed and practice more. Now that we have a car that is doing what we want, even if it still has some small details that we can improve, you can now get much more practice done because the car is more drivable, it's faster, it's doing what it should be doing.
Yeah.
But there is still some things we need to do. So, for example, we still need to do the whole aerodynamic analysis or testing to find the exact amount of rear wing that we need to run. We need to think about doing a separate setup for qualifying or not. We need to think a lot of smaller things that once we have this baseline and we have Timmy driving more the car, it's going to be much easier.
Yeah, we're on full fuel now.
Exactly. And that's another thing we need to do. Now we have set up the car with the first 7 laps of a stint, but Timmy will have to run the whole stint. So the car is going to change a lot in terms of balance, not only in terms of grip, because of the different tire wear, but also the different fuel level. That will affect the balance, as I was saying, and we need you, Timmy, to test that and see how it evolves, because there is no point of having a car that is super fast the first 7 laps, but then it's terribly slow at the end.
Yeah. So maybe this is a good moment to do a couple more laps, because I start to feel now like it's more my driving that's the limiting factor. Like the car is good, I don't have any major issue, so trying to figure out how to drive a bit faster, really.
Exactly. Exactly, go for it.
There's a lot of lap time to be had in that chicane. I didn't do it well now. I got a bit too deep after the first corner, but I think the corner I'm most uncomfortable with is that chicane. I'm searching quite a lot, and then turn 1. So I'm gonna try something new this time, like braking more directly to the apex. Still the same braking point, but not going as wide on the entry. Let's see what happens. I've seen, yeah, then I brake too late. Interesting. That was actually very interesting. I had a lot of steering angle on, and I think the ABS did something, probably reducing my brake to avoid lockup, and then it didn't slow down. That was actually very valuable. I'm gonna try to do the same line, but trying to angle a bit more before the braking point next lap to see if I can get that line without having so much steering input.
Exactly, that is the type of limitations that ABS and traction control would also give us. We cannot control that. We cannot control the settings of ABS. If ABS were perfect and perfectly tuned, it would be a benefit. But because it's out of our control, we cannot even analyze because we don't have the level of information that we need for it. It's better not to run it too much. We cannot trust something that we cannot be sure what it's doing.
Exactly. That was a good chicane. Like safe, but still fast. So now we're coming back up to the first corner, and I'm gonna try to angle the car before I brake into a line that makes me have a straighten steering during braking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite decent. One of the best first corners of the day. Not as good as my all-time best lap here, but
yeah, you had a very different line.
so far I'm not really feeling any big balance change happening.
So you're still happy with it? For the entry, you could try, if you still want a bit more rotation, you could try to change the brake bias a bit.
Yeah, I should be able to do that
On.
like right now, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see it anywhere on my dash.
Well, that's the other thing. I think you can change dashes on this car, so at least on the settings page. So you can try different dashes and see which page is the one that is more useful.
Yeah. Now I did that again, combining too much steering and braking. I tried an in-between thing, but it really comes off my brake very aggressively as I turn in. And it's weird because it's not me controlling, and you don't really realize that you're over the limit because the car just does it for you.
Yeah.
So with traffic management during the race, Joseph, when a faster car is approaching, do I just keep my racing line and let them pass? Or do I have to, like a blue flag, allow them to go by?
Not 100% sure in this case. I'm gonna do a bit of research quickly.
It's weird. This I tried again to. I'm gonna do something a bit weird. I think I'm gonna start braking a lot earlier in turn 1 and finding the limit from like under the limit to building up. Because now each time I try something with the steering, it just comes off the brake for me, and I don't slow the car down.
So for the traffic, you shouldn't change your traffic line, your driving line.
Yeah.
Basically, the important thing is that you do predictable movements.
Yeah.
Which
makes sense.
Obvious. And the other car is gonna find a way around you.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of time looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna brake too early on purpose. Oh, that's very interesting. It's kinda good. And I didn't brake as hard. I tried to maintain the control on my left foot instead of just the game.
That was quite good, eh?
And again, so far I'm not feeling really any balance change. If anything, exits have gotten easier, but this is probably me just getting in the rhythm.
Yeah. So I think it's time for letting you practice more. setup-wise, I think we're fine for now.
Yeah, I agree. I like the car.
When you've done more laps, we can do the aero testing and the smaller things out. But the most important thing is that you do practice. So yeah, we can do another session and evaluate different lines or different applications of driving if you want.
Yes. Hate myself sometimes. And I get greedy immediately lap after on braking point again. There's definitely something to do with how much I steer and how much the car is braking. Getting consistent in the final chicane. I think we're a bit slower there than last session because of the track limit being different. But I haven't gotten a warning there in a long time.
Not too slow. Not too slow. I don't think there is much difference to the previous day. Maybe 1.5 kph the exit of the chicane, but not more than that.
I mean, the first corner is so hard to understand because the car is braking on its own. I wish I could turn off ABS to get a feeling for what actually happens. But definitely, the more I steer, the less the car brakes. Which is already like just information like that is hugely valuable.
Yeah.
So how long has this stint gone on for now? Like, I see on my dash I've used 40 liters of fuel. That just probably means that we're gonna do one pit stop during the 2.4 hours. 1 or 2.
You're gonna do at least 2 pit stops, at very least.
Okay. it's getting easier to keep the car in the early exit. Might be the weight. We're burnt off 44 liters of fuel. I think I'm gonna stop overthinking turn 1 and just drive well. It sounds simple, but just do a couple normal.
You can look at different. You can look at different approaches from other sim racers. See if anybody's doing something.
Yeah, where do you find that?
Very different to you.
Can you find that?
No, just online.
YouTube or something? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I will have a look.
Oh, that was a moment. I'm looking forward to do the race, you know, when you get into the traffic and there's a bit to do and all that. That will be fun.
Yes, it's gonna be an exciting race for sure. Because it's very different to what you're more used to in terms of the traffic and the management and all this. So we'll see how you adapt to it.
So we're about halfway through the stint. I think we put 105 liters in, right?
Yes, correct. So you should be able to do around 31 laps. That was a good one.
Yeah. The whole lap was good except turn 1. I've like completely lost it in turn 1, but if you look on the left there, like it's all green splits, similar to the all-time best, except first sector. So it's definitely not getting slower as the run progresses, even though the tires are wearing down. What is that?
Yeah, so basically you still need to find your way around the first corner.
Yeah.
You need to still find the definitive racing line.
There is a lot in understanding how the brake works. So already that is at least good information, even though I'm not really sure how to use it yet, but I will figure it out. Now I got an off-track warning there. Immediately also, it was like my best chicane for a very long time, but yeah, cutting there does gain a lot of time. Should we come in soon, Joseph, and try a qualifying setup?
You want to?
Yeah.
Or should you finish this stint so we have a full stint data?
Okay.
We can qualify next time.
Okay. Apart from that bit of searching for the line and stuff in turn 1, I think definitely we're consistent.
Yes. No, I think we've made good progress today in terms of the setup and in terms of the driving.
Yeah.
So we can continue. session qualifying setup. With the aero testing we still need to do to close that up.
Yeah. But I mean, it feels good that we are close to the end. Like we've made good progress. I think whatever the pace of the others at this point, this is my pace, and then we see how well we do. Of course, there is a bit of time to gain
we know
somehow, but you know, more or less we're there.
Exactly. We know you. We cannot compare you to a professional sim racer who's been the last 10 years focusing on this. So it's all about our process, and then when you are in the race, it's all going to be about trying to win, but we need to focus on ourselves right now.
Exactly.
Okay, so I will need to go at the end of this lap. If you can finish the stint, if you have time,
yeah,
it would be good to get the data. And yeah, you send it to me like the rest, and I will analyze it, right?
Definitely.
So we have.
We'll do it.
Perfect. Talk to you soon then.
Yeah, thanks for today, mate. And we'll pick this back up.
Good.
Maybe one more session,
yeah.
And then we're ready for the race, like a qualifying setup session.
Need to do the aero plus qualifying session, I would say, yeah.
So, and then we should be ready for the race. Maybe we can do that throughout one of the official practices. Or maybe you were not available then, did you say?
I'm not sure when they are. I need to check them. If we can make it available, yes.
Because it would be nice to jump on a server and see kind of how fast people are going. And then we can do qualifying setup there. It's kind of rewarding, you know, going for your ultimate best lap with low fuel and everything. On the
official. The other thing, for sure. The other thing we should look at, and I will explore it, research it, is conditions-wise. I don't know if it's a given set of conditions or if they are open to whatever. So we will need to test then, otherwise, this car on different temperatures, because they can change the balance quite a lot. So just having a couple of points of, okay, if it's super hot, we use this kind of setup, and if it's cold, we use this other one, and then we adjust that on the actual race day. I'm gonna have a look at that, so I can tell you.
Okay, so let's
Timmy,
wrap up the stream here too. Then I'm gonna carry on doing the rest of the laps, but we'll do it off stream. And then thanks for joining today, Josep, and all the viewers. Catch you soon.
Thank you.